Happy Wednesday, party ponies. Okay, so I'm excited. I have scheduled my post for the next 5 days. I am sharing some of my very favorite sample workouts. So if you have BOD or you don't have BOD, give something a try. Try something different. I'm sharing a handful of my favorites. There's so many options. And I just want you to kind of wet your palate. Try something different, see what you think. Every single day that you do show up, I want you to log your accountability under those posts because I'm gonna put together a care package, pretty rad one, if I do say so myself, and I'm gonna raffle it off to someone. Every time you share a comment under there, you will go into the raffle. And yeah, so that's that. And I've been talking to the Coach Tribe about this, but I'm going to open it up to all of you. We're going to have a vision Zoom. So creating a vision board, this is something that I think is really important to know what your vision is. And it can feel so overwhelming. You're like, well, I don't really know what that means, or it feels too overwhelming to even sit down and think about it. But I want you, especially as we're getting closer to a new year and people tend to make all these resolutions and yada, yada, you don't have to wait for a new year. You don't have to wait for some shiny object or some huge catalyst. Like, I want you to get clear around what you want for your life. And sometimes it's hard to figure out what you want for your life. We think of all these other things we see on the gram, or we see things on Pinterest, or we hear other people talk about it, and it's like, oh, that sounds good. Yeah, that's what I want for my life. But what do you actually want for your life? And I'm talking like from little to big, like crazy, insane. Get excited because this is your life. And we're going to put together a Zoom, and we're going to walk through some steps of like how to kind of put it together and some ways you can add it into your daily life. Because I know I always have a morning practice. I'm always like crafting it and being a work in progress. But when I am aligned with my vision, when I know what my vision is, and it could be from like this morning I shared this picture of all these canned goods, like it's these little tiny layered things. It's not necessarily, I want to be a New York Times bestselling author, which I do, but it doesn't have to be those huge things. It can be the smaller things. And when you start to get clear around what you actually want in your life, it's easier to show up as that next level version of yourself. It's easier to do the things that are aligned with that. It's easier to get, I think, excited to show up to your journey versus just going through the motions and being like, ugh, this thing feels so far away and so huge and so unattainable. It also ties into what we've been doing, the whole book of proof, right? You logging your 3 things every single day, hopefully. If you haven't, here's a secret. I haven't either. I'm totally off track with the 90-day agreement. I'm still sharing it in here, but I am not living it. I'm not doing it. I need to, and I'm going to work on that this afternoon. And I tell you that, number 1 is accountability, but number 2, just to remind you that it doesn't have to be perfect. And it's really normal to get off track. It's really normal to kind of have a start-stop journey, and that doesn't mean you're doing anything wrong. It just means that you are a human. Welcome to the club. There's a lot of us. But your power and your gift comes from recognizing when you're off track or when you're spiraling or when you're just super scattered and kind of coming back to the stuff that matters, coming back to your vision and who you want to be and how you want to show up as a wife or a mom or a nurse or whoever you are, how you want to show up as her, and what certain qualities that version of you has. And then I want you to start thinking in terms of, I already have some of this. Because when you can identify the fact that you already have some of those traits or characteristics or things in your life, it becomes more believable. And it becomes easier to get to that next level version of you. Messy and perfect work in progress, right? So I am really excited about this. I've been working on it. I've been printing things off. This is how I make my vision board, which we'll talk about this more on a Zoom. But for those of you who are like, oh, I'm going to try this on. I think about the things that are really like important to me. And I think about the things that light me up and make me excited. And I think about the Instagram accounts that I like to follow, like what kind of stuff do they share? Because that's the stuff I'm drawn to. It's like a moth to a flame. Like, I am fascinated with canning. I haven't canned anything ever, but I want to get to a place where I am doing these things and we are more self-sufficient. And so I literally just screen grabbed a bunch of stuff. I either opened the Google and I took some screenshots, or I found some stuff on Instagram or Pinterest or my own camera roll, and then I shrunk it down and I put it on an Instagram story that I screenshot, and then I sent it to my printer. And I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna cut all these little things out and I'm gonna put them in my journal So every single day, I can not only read or hear my vision, which that's a whole other topic, but I can see the things that light me up, that inspire me, that excite me, that make me feel like I am aligned, because sometimes I don't feel aligned. And I know that there's a lot of times you guys don't feel aligned, and you probably are like, I don't even know what that means, being aligned. Being aligned with who you want to be, like showing up as that next level version of yourself. And that doesn't mean you have all your ducks in a row or you've got it all figured out. It's literally a living, breathing, non-linear process. But every single day that we touch it, every single day that you look at it, every single day that you show up to your journey, whether that's your journal or your workouts or your personal development or journaling or meditating, every single day that you touch that, whether it is 5 minutes or more, it's you investing in that. It's you creating the belief. And I've been in a terrible anxiety flare. It is exhausting. I don't like that version of me. I've done a lot of work to repair all that stuff. But in my core, I still struggle with it. And I started listening to, this is when personal development comes in clutch. I really think that personal development is so key. If you're dealing with any kind of struggle, find something that speaks to that, right? So I've talked about the Jennifer Allwood book before. Fear is Not the Boss of Me, I think is what it's called. I have the real hard copy book and I have the audio book. And I started listening to it yesterday. And Jen Allwood said, you don't need confidence. And I think a lot of us are like, I just need to be more confident in this area. I just need to like build my confidence. It's a muscle. But she's like, you don't need to have confidence. You need to have courage. And whatever area of your life feels off kilter or sad or stuck, you don't need to know the roadmap. You don't need to have the entire thing sorted out. You don't need to have this magical plan and this huge to-do list. You just have to have the courage to do the next right thing. And that's really what this group is about. I don't want you to be a baby me. I don't want you to have it all figured out, have this perfect Pinterest-worthy life and journey and morning routine. I want you to just do the next right thing and be okay when it's imperfect and be okay when it needs to pivot, because I think that that's such a key part of this journey, is continuing to pivot and continuing to edit and continuing to change things. Like, this workout's no longer serving me, or this style of eating isn't serving my goals. It's not making me feel proud. It's creating shame or obsessiveness. That's what this journey is. It's about being imperfect. It's about being a work in progress. It's about showing up and doing the daily work and knowing that you are worthy now, that you are successful now. It's not about the very end goal, when all the things on your vision board or your Pinterest board or whatever, when all those things come into fruition, that's not where the success comes. The success comes from you showing up to the daily actions and touching it every single day, like make it a non-negotiable. And this has come up the last 2 days of our morning Zoom. So if you aren't coming to the Zoom, I wish you would. If you need a different time, please let me know. I would love to show up alongside you, but you got to use your big girl words and tell me when you need that to happen. I need you to recognize you're worthy of asking for that. You are worthy of asking for that, of saying, I need a workout accountability window or a meditation accountability window or something in this time. You are worthy of asking for that. Okay. You don't need to be further along in your journey. You don't need to have certain metrics. Like, if you are here, I believe in you. I believe in you, and I know you're capable of this. And the reason I'm here and I share my journey and I show up alongside you is because this changed my life. This changed my life. It's not about the 60 pounds I lost, even though that's pretty freaking rad. It's changed me from the inside out. Stop, Piper. Can you hear the cats growling in the background? So annoying. Calm down. It's changed my life, and I'm such a passionate, firm believer in it. It's not magic. It's just been a vehicle that has helped me, and I want you to find that same mojo. And let's be honest, there's seasons where it's hard and I don't really feel like it and I struggle. But I started talking about this on a Zoom yesterday and today. There were several of us talking about the fact that this is a habit. This is a non-negotiable. Like, showing up to Zoom, I know it's not feasible for you to show up every single day. I'm not saying that. But when you take away am I going to show up today or am I not? When you just decide that no matter what, you're going to touch your journey every single day. And for those of us who that window of workout time works out for us, we show up to the Zoom, even if we're late, even if we're not feeling well, even if we're not going to work out, because we've created the pattern, we've created the habit. It's no longer something you have to overthink. Am I going to work out today? When am I going to do it? You just know this is when you do it. We've created that non-negotiable habit. And can I tell you that when you do that, you actually create so much freedom in your brain and in your life. And I'm not saying you have to get on the Zoom, because I know a lot of you work, a lot of you have different things happening, or you have kids at home, or you're homeschooling or whatever. But when you just say, it's no longer if it's convenient, or if I feel like it, or if I have the time, when you make that decision, this is your life and this is your journey, and no matter what, so help you, you are going to touch it. When you do that, it is freaking freeing. And that doesn't mean you're going to be motivated all the times, or you're going to be super excited to show up to it. There's days that, I just came out of a season of like really struggle busing, not enjoying my workout. I was injured. I was eating like an asshole. Like nothing was lining up the way I wanted it to. However, I was still holding space for myself. Even if I wasn't working out, I was still showing up, and I was going to journal, I was going to meditate, or I was just going to get on Zoom so that they could see my face and I could see theirs for accountability. That is a freaking magic bringer, and I'm asking you to lean into it, whether you use the space or you log on to Zoom, or you just say, hey, I need some accountability. I'm going to be on the Zoom call at this time, and see who shows up. Tag me. I will try and show up if I'm around. I want you to find that win, because when you make it a non-negotiable, it frees your brain. It frees I got to get to this. I haven't gotten to this. I need to figure out a way to make it happen. You just have to make a decision that you're going to touch it every single day. And I want you to hear my words in your head, that it doesn't have to be an entire workout or an entire hour. It could literally be 5 minutes, but you preserving that space, making that a sacred no matter what thing. Here comes Piper. Hi, Piper. Thanks for joining us. It just frees you up, and it will help you gain momentum. A lot of you are like, I need to get motivated. No, you don't. You just need to make the decision and hold space for it every single day. Make it a no matter what. And then you build momentum. And when you build the momentum, you start to see the results, or you start to feel the wins. You start to build the belief. You start to grow the confidence. You start to be more courageous in how you show up for yourself. And I'm telling you that is a ball that you deserve to get rolling. Do not wait for January 1st. What's different about January 1st? I've never understood that. I've never been a huge, let's make New Year's resolutions, guys. Because your life is happening now. Your life is happening now. Your life is going to happen December 1st. It's going to happen January 1st. It's going to happen February 1st. It's going to happen. And if you're constantly kicking the can down the road and procrastinating it and waiting for all the things to line up, or for you to feel more motivated or have more energy or have more money, you're going to be disappointed, sis. You are the superhero in your story. I am nothing more than the guide. I just want to shine the light for you and peddle some hope and remind you that you're capable of doing this. And I know you're capable of doing it because I've been doing it. I've been on this journey, perfect, messy, imperfect, oh my gosh, by the hair of my chinny chin, for 8 years now. And it's not always fun. It's not always what I want to do, but it is always, always, always time well spent. So, creating a vision for our life, I'm going to put together a couple of options, and then we're going to choose a time, and we're going to show up. And if you need this, you're going to do it with me. And we're not going to wait for a new year. We're not going to wait for some fresh quarter or a new program. We are simply going to own the fact that this is our life, and that we are capable of being that next level version of ourselves today. Not when we hit the number, or when we're the certain size, or when this happens or that happens. All that's data and metrics, which are important, but it doesn't really tell the whole story. You are capable of showing up. You are worthy of showing up. So I want you to win. I want you to feel proud today. All right? So that being said, I hope you show up today. I hope you drink your water. I hope you move your body. My accountability is I got on that Zoom today at 9 a.m. and I wasn't going to work out, but I still showed up. I still touched it. I still showed up, and I'm going to have my unicorn juice. I'm going to drink my water today. I'm going to eat some vegetables. I'm going to read my personal development. I've already journaled. I probably will move my body, but if I don't, I still put on my workout clothes. I did a little bit of stretch. I can count it as a win. 5 minutes is better than 0 minutes. So don't stop talking yourself out of, if it can't look a certain way, it's not worth doing. Your journey is worth showing up for, even when it's messy, even when it's imperfect. I keep saying perfect. There's no such thing as perfection. Even when it's imperfect, it is your journey. It is your life, and you are worthy of showing up. You're capable of creating space to do the thing. So do the thing and then celebrate yourself. Be so freaking proud. Don't have all these, well, it could have been better. Stop it. It's where you are right now, which is worthy. You're worthy of showing up, and you're worthy of collecting proof of your wins. You're worthy of creating your own momentum, right? Right. Okay. So if anybody needs to work out today, let me know. Maybe I'll hop on Zoom with you. I'm going to catch up on my inbox. I'm super excited about this flash sale. Let's be honest. That promo code, I don't know. I think that promo code is good for the rest of forever. There's no FOMO. Act now. Supplies are running out. That's not what this is. I am trying to sweeten the pot. I am trying to encourage you to believe in yourself, to take a risk, try a thing that maybe you haven't tried before. I'm doing those Amazon gift cards. Yesterday was the first day, so I guess that will go through. We're going to do it through December 5th. I don't know. Days are hard. So if you're ready to do it and you want to use my promo code, if I'm not your coach, you can still message me and we'll figure out what's happening with your own coach and get you all set up. But I want you to win. I want you to choose to be proud. I don't want you to be in this space of overwhelm and it's too hard and I don't know what to do. Yes, you do. You do know what you need to do. You need to just do the next right thing. And maybe that's messaging me, or maybe it's pushing play, or maybe it's pulling up that sample workout that I shared today and just trying it and see what you think. Stop prejudging yourself. Stop putting yourself in a box or saying this is too hard or that's too advanced. You're exactly where you need to be. So freaking show up today.